Hi, it's Warren with Zen Pro Audio. Welcome to Zen-TV Weekly. It is the week of April the 25th. This week we are starting to ship the Kush Audio main gain. This is their very simple 2-in, 2-out monitor controller. Streets for $4.99. And also, via this expansion jack, you can bring their function junction box in, which will bring you additional analog inputs and also control over 2 more stereo speaker pairs, as well as 2 headphone outputs and talkback control feeding those Q outputs. So far, we've tested the main gain against the Presonus central station, and this week I'll be posting the results of that test. Our test was very simple. These devices output line level. So what we did was we actually recorded the output of the central station as well as the main gain. And we are going to allow you not only to listen to that, but we'll show you screenshots of the analysis that was done in Steinberg's own little statistics program. It's a very simple sort of deal. You just right-click on an audio file and go looking for audio statistics. And it'll tell you certain things about the file and the relationship between things like left and right. And I can already tell you that the main gain is an extremely natural sounding device that does not seem to have any hype across the frequency spectrum. It also has very little crosstalk between the left and right channels, giving it a more natural and open sort of sound, where by comparison it was a little choked, a little more mono on the central station. The tone also of the main gain, there is a resolution to the file, and again, we'll be posting it, you can listen to it for yourself. To me, it was almost kind of like switching sampling rates, where there just seemed to be a more fluid resolution in response from the main gain versus the central station. So, very different boxes, the routing and things like that that's available on the central station. Some people are going to need that. Other people are going strictly for an analog volume control device. So we'll be letting you hear and see for yourselves the differences between those two coming up this week. The Vulture, the mastering version right there from Thermionic Culture out of the UK, has been tested and also loaded into the Clipalator. So you can go check that out there as well. We used our stereo mix bus in there. There's a few different modes that are available. First of all, there's this P2 mode, a Penode 2 mode that's in there that is very aggressive. We did put in a version of that in there and tamed it down sort of as much as we could to make it usable. But the P1 and the standard triode modes are very, very useful for mixing, and it was pretty cool stuff. The triode mode we ran, and then in pentode mode, there are suggestions from Thermionic themselves in the manual for having tape machine emulation going on. So the range that was given, which was a 1/4 milliamp to 0.4, we actually used both of those settings and posted those in the Clipalator. So you get to hear a couple of different variants of push, and of course we're just using our ears with this stuff. And I created a new folder called Processor Tools. So if you go into the Clipalator page, you'll see the Processor Tool folder, and you'll see the first product, the Vulture mastering version, in there. We also added this week the Black Lion Audio Auteur. That's their 2-channel transformerless input, transformer output pre that I mentioned last week. It is on sale for $3.99 right now, and we've got stacks of them available for you at that price, which is $100 off. And now you can go check it out in the Clipalator versus many, many other mic pre's. So anyway, that's all the hot stuff I can think of that's going on at Zen Pro Audio this week. As always, you can click on Contact Us on the site, and I'll personally respond and get you taken care of. And keep in mind, we're working very hard around here to bring you gear now and Zen.